Hey, this is Chris with vidsociety.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can hire someone to create a product for you, or really to do almost anything for you. They can create a website for you, create a WordPress plugin for you that you can resell, write a book for you, do all kinds of research. Whatever it is, you can find someone here to do it. Now, I know there's a lot of websites that are close to Upwork.com that you can use for this, but this is just one of the ones that I started off using, and I've had over probably close to about 50 jobs that I've posted on here where I've had people do a lot of just various tasks, from creating WordPress themes to WordPress plugins to writing content for me and so on. And so what I want to do is show you how to use Upwork to hire someone to do pretty much anything you need done. And this works great if you want to have your own product that you want to promote, to sell on Warrior Plus, JVZoo, ClickBank, or your own website, or wherever it is, or even if you just want to have something created to give away as a bonus. This is a place where you can have it done. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to create an account on Upwork.com. I'm not going to walk you through that. That's pretty basic. Just go to Upwork.com, sign up for a free account. Now, when you have your account all set up, what you want to do is go to post a job. Okay, on this page, you're simply going to select whether you want to hire someone short-term, part-time, or someone designated for more than 30 hours a week or 3+ months. Normally, I just do short-term or part-time for most of my jobs, and I'll click continue. And then you want to enter the name of your job post. Now, they are going to see this. In fact, this is one of the biggest things they see. Just like in a Google search result, the title of the listing, that's basically what this is, and that's what they're going to see in the Upwork search results. And so let's just say, for example, we want to create a new WordPress plugin. We want to have someone create for us that we can sell. So what you would put in here is maybe something like need WordPress. I don't know why I capitalize everything. Need WordPress expert for creating, I guess you just say WordPress plugin. So something like that that makes sense, that tells them right off exactly what you're needing. I usually always put expert in here because, as you're going to find out when you use this and a lot of people start bidding on your jobs, there are a lot of beginners who are just starting in like WordPress or whatever they're doing, who will bid on your jobs. And I want to make sure that they know I'm not looking for a beginner, but I'm looking for someone who's really experienced, and I will pay a little more for it. So I make that clear in the title, the description, and even when I choose payment here in the next few settings. So under the job category, this lets you categorize your job. It says, which helps to personalize your job details and match your job to relevant freelancers and agencies. So you want to try to make sure you get this right. You can see here it automatically selected CMS development for me, which is providing both back-end and front-end development to implement themes and plugins or optimize existing ones. So this is exactly what we want. Now, if you don't know anything about coding or anything like that, which I know very little about, you may have to research some of these words on Google to find out what they are, to see if it fits your category, because you want to make sure that you pick the right one of these. Now, once you do that, click next. Now you want to include a good description. Now, this is very important, to be as detailed as possible with what you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video and go ahead and write out a description so you don't have to sit here and listen to everything I say. Okay, so here's a basic example of what you would write out. So I put in here, we're in need of a WordPress expert to create a new WordPress plugin. We need a WordPress plugin that will help us to, and then fill out, let them know, give them specifics as to exactly what you're needing. The more specifics you give them, the more likely you're going to find someone who is specialized in doing that type of a job. So I always put features in here. This plugin will have the following features. Then I also put, you also need to know how to integrate with Google and YouTube API. And then you must have previous experience and examples of projects that you've completed to qualify for this job. And so this gives them a really good idea of what the project is. And lots of times when people bid on your projects, they will ask you to chat with them or to message with them, which you can do right within Upwork. In fact, this section here for messages keeps all of your chat messages you have with everyone. So you can just go in and click on it and you can start talking to people. And so, which is really nice to have too, because during your project you can communicate back and forth that way as well. And so what's going to happen here is they're going to see this once it gets posted, and if it's something that they think they can do, they're going to apply for it. So after this, you can add additional project files here that you can upload. So if you have images or something of more whatever it is that you're wanting to be more specific, maybe there's a similar product out there like yours that you want created, you can give them that website address and say, I want something like this created, but I want it to be a little bit different, more unique. If you have images or pictures, you can attach them here and upload them. Then you want to click next. Okay, now it says, what type of project do you have? Is this going to be a one-time project, ongoing, or something that's very complex? Normally it's going to be a one-time project. And so you can go down here and you can add screening questions and require a cover letter. I usually don't do this, but depending on the size of your job, how big it is, this is something you may want to do, but normally I never do this. I'll go ahead and click next. And then expertise. Here it's asking what skills or expertise are most required in your development. So if you don't know too much about what all of these are, it's going to make it difficult for you to choose. These are all optional, so you don't have to select these, but if you do and if you know what they are, it is going to help to narrow down the people who's going to see and bid on your jobs. And so you can see right here, one of these options is for a plugin customization, so I'm going to click that, and maybe WordPress plugin. And these are the two big ones if I'm going to create a job like this. Also maybe want to click on API if it's going to have some kind of an integration with APIs. And we can go down, we can click on any more of these, otherwise we can just scroll on down. And then at the bottom here, this is going to determine a lot on who your job gets shown to. So if you want someone entry level, you can do this. It's going to be a lot cheaper to have it done, but yet you may have more difficulties in getting it done because you're going to have the beginner level individuals with less skills applying for your job. Normally I choose intermediate. If I have something that I know that I'm going to sell and it's going to be something, a really decent project, I will definitely do expert, and I will pay the extra cost for an expert to have it done and have it done right. But normally I'll just go with intermediate and click next. And then here you can choose if you want talent only in the USA or worldwide. If you choose USA only, it's going to cost you a lot more, usually 2 to 3 times, even upwards of 5 times more than what it's going to cost you if you choose worldwide. Because if you choose worldwide, you're going to have people bidding from countries like India, Pakistan, and all those, Philippines, and a lot of those countries have many people that speak English very fluent, and they are very good at what they do, and you can have work done at a fraction of the cost. Then you can choose next. And then here it says who can see your job. So you can post this here if you want absolutely anyone to see this job. What I normally do is I will select this one, only Upwork talent, because it's always been more than enough for me. I get tons and tons of job offers whenever I just post it on the Upwork one. But you can choose anyone, only Upwork, invite only. So if you already know who you want to invite, you can select it here so nobody sees it except those who you invite. And then if you scroll on down, how many people do you need for this job? You can hire more than one if you want. Normally I just hire one. And then do you have specific freelancers or agencies you want to invite? If you can put them here. Down below, talent preferences, if you want to, you can add here, which I don't. Just click next. And then you want to set your budget. So you can pay by the hour, and this is really neat because you can actually see when they're online and working, and it keeps this chart like a little diary and shows you when they're working throughout the day, so you can see how much they're working if you want to pay by the hour. Otherwise you can choose a fixed price. So if you're just doing a WordPress plugin and say you have a limit of $250 to pay for it, then you'd put $250 in here, and you'd be surprised, but you'll probably get bids depending on how complex that WordPress plugin is, for people who will bid on this job for $250 to build you this WordPress plugin. And then when you're done doing that, click next again, And this is the last step, which is just to review it. And you can edit any of the steps by clicking these little pencil marks. You're going to review everything. And then once you're done, down here it says you can boost your job's visibility. I never do this. You don't have to worry about coworkers. And then you're going to post your job, and that's all there is to it. And depending on the kind of work that you're having done, you can start getting bids within minutes. Content writing, usually if you ask for someone to do content writing for you, you get bids super fast. Anything to do with web designing, WordPress, you get bids really fast. Within the first hour of a job that I posted a couple of days ago, I had about 16 offers on it. And so usually you can get work done really fast, but most of the time you got to remember too, these workers, a lot of them are going to be overseas, so they're going to have a different schedule than what you are. But many of them try to be online when you're online, but that doesn't always work out. So you want to consider that too when you're hiring someone. If you want them to be US based, when you know they're closer to your time zone, or if you want to hire someone who's not US based, or whatever country you live in, that way you guys are kind of on the same time schedule. But I'm pretty flexible with all that stuff, so it doesn't bother me to hire someone who is overseas. But this is what I use whenever I do want to hire people to build or do any kind of work for me that I just don't have time for, or if I'm considering a new project, a new product, especially for web designing, or if I want to just launch a new product on the platforms like Warrior Plus or JVZoo. This is a really popular place to go and have it done. But this is how you do it, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have more videos like this coming out very soon. And if you have questions, leave them below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks.